A very good evening to you all and welcome to our second and final edition of News Tonight here on UBC TV this Tuesday, the 6th day of February 2024. First though, let's have a look at what's making headlines at this hour. Now News Tonight, President Yoweri Museveni describes Africa problems as regional. President Museveni assents to the Narcotics and Psychotropic Substances Control Act 2023. 20 members of parliament likely to lose seats in the constitutional petition. And in sports, Super 14 chess champion winner to get land title. Hello there and welcome once again. We are coming to you live online and on air from Broadcast House here on Nile Avenue. In sign language, it is Elizabeth Nakakuni and I am Rukidi Edward Kijanangoma. Now, President Yoweri Museveni, who is also the Commander-in-Chief of the Uganda People's Defense Forces, UPDF, has commended Ugandans for embracing the national resistance movement NRM ideas that have enabled the country to develop. The President, who was in company of the First Lady and Minister of Education and Sports Mama Janet Kataha Museveni, made the remarks today during the 43rd Tarehe Sita anniversary celebrations held at Busesa Grounds, Bugweri District. The celebrations ran under the theme celebrating the people's struggle for unity, security and peace for social economic transformation. According to the President, due to the correct ideas of the NRM government, the economy of the country has progressively grown. President Museveni also disclosed that Uganda has a very good working relationship with the government of Somalia, Kenya, Tanzania, Rwanda, Burundi and the Democratic Republic of the Congo, DRC, adding that as partners, they are working towards achieving a regional solution to deal with the regional security problems.
I started operating here in 1971-72. One time I wrote together with somebody in Tanzania. We wrote 12 some machine guns. From Bukoba in Tanzania, through Moshi, through Arusha, through Mombasa, then we would put the guns on the train. And we took and put them out of Uganda, the railway station. And I had a room. There was a bureau there at the end of the old town. And we put our four boxes, each one with 3 submachine guns. And locked them there. Now, to stay in the room the whole day without moving would be suspicious. So we just got in the taxi, just going in the way. Got the passport, knowing that they was so announced. And then we hear the last name.
Meanwhile, President Yoweri Museveni has described Africa's problems to be regional problems that call for joint regional security solutions. Speaking at the UPDF's 43rd Tarehe Sita Day in Bugweri, President Museveni said the issue of terrorists crossing from one country to another is a regional problem. However, he appreciated the regional cooperation among East African member states in trying to address the regional security threats. President Museveni said while the installation of CCTV cameras has played a significant role in the fight against crime, there are some gaps that need to be addressed. He stressed that the introduction of digital number plates is another undertaking that will reduce criminality.
And I'm very glad all these countries are here. Because many of the security problems are now regional.
Rwanda region yona
Chikwata ku ekitundu kyaife kyona ekya Africa.
Kigema ku kitundu kyaife ekya Africa kyona kyona.
You find the terrorists are in Somalia.
Abatudwa bagane Somalia.
They are in Congo, DRC.
Bali e Congo.
They are even in our country of Mozambique.
Bali ni munsi yaife ya Mozambique.
They are in Central African Republic.
Bali mu Central African Republic.
Sometimes they go to South Sudan.
Olisi baje South Sudan.
And the ones of South Sudan, they are also who are here who disturb South Sudan from the refugee camps.
Eri abava mu nkambi kabiri batawanya abe South Sudan.
So we need a regional solution, which is what we are working on.
Tulikwetaaga enkolakolana eyensi dona ediri mu kitundu kyaife kino.
I'm glad we are working well with the government of Somalia.
Nsanu weekend tukolagana bulungi ni government ye Somalia.
With the governments of Kenya.
Government ye Kenya. Tanzania.
Rwanda.
Abe Rwanda.
Burundi. Congo DRC.
Congo.
We are working very well with them.
Tulikolera walala bulungi ino.
And this is the way forward.
Ereyo nengeri yonke tutwala emberi.
I'm glad the delegation of Algeria is here.
Nsangaire nti aba Algeria baliwo wano.
These people have got very good technology.
Balina obukugu bw'amaani.
I think because of the problem they had,
olw'ebizibu bali nabyo,
they developed a very good technology.
Bafuna okumanya kungi.
When I visited them, they gave me some samples.
When akyala kweyo bampaku sample waniki.
I want to buy more.
Ebyokuboneraku.
To simplify security.
Okutetenkanya ebyobukuumi. Okwanguya ebyobukuumi.
Instead of the crude methods of roadblocks, what?
Mu kifo ky'okozesa ebya roadblock nga tusiba amagira.
Some of our partners have developed very smart solutions.
Abandi bafuna engeri ye bakitetenkanya bulungi ino ebirungi ino.
And when we bring these ideas, please.
Bwe tuleeta amagezi ago.
Please accept them.
Banamuyikirize.
Like for instance,
ekyokuboneraku,
we have seen how the cameras have helped.
Kamera diyambye.
But there are still some gaps.
Aye, mukalimu ebituli tuli mu ngeri gye tukola munado.
We are now also going to introduce electronic vehicle number plates.
Tujja kuleeta ni number plate edirimu amasanyalaze.
Ezirimu ebyakalimagezi.
Ebirimu kalimagezi.
So that we don't waste time with investigation.
Tuleke kumalanga biseera nga tunoonereza.
because the criminals change number plates.
kuba abatuddwa abayibi bo bakyusa namba plate
They remove this one from, put it on the other one.
batoola bakyusa baata ku motoka ed'endawulo.
So we need smart vehicle number plates, not the other old type.
President Yoweri Museveni has assented to the Narcotics and Psychotropic Substances Control Act 2023, which, among others, allows the licensed farming and use of marijuana, but strictly for medical use. The bill was passed by Parliament in August 2023, setting harsh penalties for a swarm of crimes related to substances abuse. Deputy Speaker of Parliament Thomas Kyegegwa has notified the House of 5 Acts of Parliament which have been assented to, including the Civil Aviation Amendment Act 2024, Judicature Amendment Act 2023, the Explosives Act 2023 and the Competition Act 2023.
No, as we are organizing ourselves to go and meet President Museveni officially, we as a pharmacy and the dealers, those who are dealing in Mira or cuts. That's what we are trying to do.
These are some of the farmers dealing in cat, commonly known as Mairunji. The farmers and other stakeholders fought endlessly to deactivate regulations of Mairunji, but in vain after the Parliament of Uganda on 22nd August 2023 passed the Narcotics and Psychotropic Substances Control Bill 2023.
Substance Control Bill 2023 be read the third time and do pass. Those in favor say aye, to the contrary nay.
On Tuesday afternoon, Parliament session, the Deputy Speaker of Parliament, Thomas Kyegegwa, notified the House on 5 Acts of Parliament which the President has assented to, including the Narcotics and Psychotropic Substances Control Act 2023.
His Excellency the President has assented to some of the bills we have sent to him, and we have received notification he has assented to the Civil Aviation Amendment Act 2024, the Judicature Amendment Act 2023.
The new legislation leaves millions of Mairunji farmers in a serious dilemma after the purposes have been reduced to only medical usage.
When you go to Butabika, the reports show that people in Butabika, 45% are there because of alcohol. How comes alcohol is not banned? It's not banned.
Yes, they are causing a lot of very many risks, more especially to the youths. Now, like health-wise, you find that you are going to have increased numbers of psychiatric patients. You are going to have very many increased numbers of people with hypertension, even real madness. But what is causing that is because they say, but they don't put in action.
This is the second time the President agrees with the legislation after the same cause was quashed by the Constitutional Court due to lack of quorum during its legislation.
So I hope that this time the Ministry of Internal Affairs will work on the regulations so that the agencies that are supposed to operationalize the law can actually proceed and implement the law as is. Otherwise, it is a good piece of legislation that will help us deal with the current drug abuse and access to drugs, which is now rampant everywhere.
The President also assented to Judicature Amendment Act 2023 to allow an increment of justices of the Court of Appeal from 15 to 35. The Competition Act 2023, which will facilitate fair competition in markets, has also been assented to.
And Mr. Speaker,
Daniel Mugoya, Gloria Gutabinji, UBC News.
Now, the Democratic Party has asked government to remove fees charged for renewing Ugandan national identity cards in order to make it accessible to all and erase any likelihood of locking out those who may not afford to raise the money. The acting DP spokesperson Ismail Shiria said this during a press briefing at City House here in Kampala.
Democratic Party has questioned NIDA's plan for renewing national IDs. It wants to charge Ugandans As they renew the national IDs, it wants to borrow 370 billion Uganda shillings to fund the mass enrollment and renewal of national IDs. In the meantime, the manager of public relations Nira Osborne Mushabe refutes the allegations and says there are plans to amend the current provisions of the Act to enable Ugandans have their national IDs renewed at no cost.
We think renewal should be for free for all Ugandans. In case we have our national IDs and now they're expiring, we should have at least a free exercise for all Ugandans. In other words, we think that the amount you requested from Parliament is just enough to do the whole exercise, just like you did it when we are starting this project of the national ID.
And the Minister of Internal Affairs have approved amendments to the registration of persons regulations of 2016, and to that effect some of the fees currently provided for by law are proposed to be abolished or amended before the commencement of the mass enrollment and mass renewal exercise. Mass renewal exercise will be for free. We will not charge you anything.
Relatedly, DP also wants government to introduce regulations that govern fees policy in Uganda to curb the growing habit of education institutions that charge exorbitant fees. Ismail Kidia says the unchecked powers of education institutions has left parents at the mercy of school proprietors.
We have witnessed a lot of exorbitant school fees which has been launched by many schools. Let government come up with a fee which schools should actually not go beyond. At the moment we are asking ourselves, why does a normal school, which is not an international school, charge 5 million per student? Why does a normal school charge 3 million and the government just looks on? So let us have a maximum rate where schools will come out now to convince the government that we are charging 2 million shillings and this is what we are required to have.
Crispus Arinitwe, Amonpire Kansime, UBC News.
A Uganda Communications Commission has constructed a multi-sectoral mast in Lapono sub-county in Kyegegwa district. The 200 million shillings project has been launched by the Minister for ICT and National Guidance, Dr. Chris Varyomosi. Onyango Robert gives us more.
On Tuesday, 6 February 2024, government has commissioned a multi-sectoral mast in Kyegegwa district at a historical event presided by the Minister of ICT and National Guidance, Dr. Chris Varyomosi. The mast costing government over 200 million shillings has been planted in Lapono sub-county.
Which is the reason we have panels. Maybe with the money UCC gave us, we could have done more sites. But the cost of one site is actually high. Panels then have to go with the related equipment. That is a very unique rectifier sitting down there.
According to government, this is all about fulfilling its mandate of digitalizing the country.
Most of the towers are constructed by the private sector, but there are areas where the private sector doesn't get attracted, and their government has the responsibility of ensuring that the people in those communities also get services. And that's why we come in as government through UCC. So this is a tower that has been constructed with resources through UCC, and it will be able to address issues of connectivity and network in this area.
What it means, the rental fee on this tower is now lower than compared to other towers. Why the rental fee lower? So that it can incentivize the operators to come and hook on them. And by doing that, our people will benefit. How do we benefit? Because we are part of government, and as government we want 100% population, 100% geographic area to be covered.
Active Director of Uganda Communications Commission, Nyombi Tembo, directs that it is high time this facility be put into good use.
Telecom companies, after we have put up such infrastructure, we shall give you some time period. If you don't play ball, definitely we shall have to assist you to push a bit to make sure that you hook on these, because you have a national telecom license. That's what
The receiving reception was hosted at Akelo West Village in Lapono Sub-County. Indeed, this is a development which brings excitement among communities as connectivity arrives at the doorsteps. Although it is celebration among communities of Agago district, the good news is that government is also not turning back with the promise of having more of this across the country.
First phase, like the minister said, we are building 63, and these already government has given us money. We have money put aside for this. We are not looking for the money. We have another second phase where we are going to put up close to 230 in the next 4 years.
The event was witnessed by, among others, service providers from Airtel and MTN, Uganda Communications Commission officials, and local leaders who are yearning for more of the same.
We have had issues of insecurity at the borderline sub-counties. So bringing for us this booster, it is going to improve the security issues in the borderline sub-counties.
We appeal to the people of Karamoja to stop attacking their neighbors, and the government is committed to ensuring that there is peace in Karamoja and this region. What we would want to see is trade and business between the Achoris and the Kalamajong, and not the raids.
Away from the massed celebrations and launch, the sub-region acknowledges government's effort in restoring peace in the region. Robert Onyango, UBC News.
Now, Ambassador Francis Butagira has been retained as the board chairman of the Uganda Registration Services Bureau. Presiding over the inauguration ceremony, the Minister for Justice and Constitutional Affairs, Norbert Mao, urged the board members to do what is right and not what is convenient.
Minister for Justice and Constitutional Affairs, Norbert Mao, has inaugurated the new board of directors of the Uganda Registration Services Bureau.
The board of directors is a support structure. You can compare it to scaffolding. When you are building, especially in the village, there are those eucalyptus poles that you use to stand on as you build going upwards. It is really not part of the building, because these board members and the chair are not part of the administration. They are scaffolding. You are the structure being built. But you need them so that the building can continue to rise.
The board, chaired by Ambassador Francis Butagira, whose 3 years term of office has been renewed, is to ensure credible execution of their duties.
Basically, your role is really policy one, supervisory role, to make sure that things are going on well. But in that capacity, you should always guard against descending in the arena, guard against micromanagement. And under the old board, we made sure that we kept the roles clear.
We believe that whereas John Maxwell says everything rises and falls on leadership, for us at URSB and other corporate entities, we believe that organizations rise and fall on boards. That if a board does not stand for the institution, does not support the institution, it will definitely fall.
Other members of the 5-member board are Alex Beruhanga, Theresa Namwach, Hope Okeny, and Annie Katushabe. More females on the board is a sign of Uganda's women empowerment journey.
But I can tell you, this is a board that I'm very, very truly proud of on account of the pedigree. And the most important pedigree is the journey that they have walked.
Uganda Registration Services Bureau is mandated to offer registration services that facilitate private sector growth by creating a better investment climate. Dennis Igawa and Juman Samba for UBC News.
to Namaingo district now, where Namaingo district is grappling with a lot of challenges in health service delivery and education, among others. Now, to address the matter, the UPDF has constructed a maternity ward for Dohwe Health Center 2 and a 2-classroom block for Naluguji Secondary in Buswali sub-county. Commissioning the facilities, the State Minister for Luero-Rwenzori Triangle, Alice Kaboyo, applauded President Museveni for disciplining the army. Take a watch.
Residents of Buhemba and Buswali sub-county have received a maternity ward and classroom block from the UPDF as one of the celebration for this year's 43rd Tarehe Sita. The Minister for Luero-Rwenzori Triangle, Alice Kaboyo, presided over the handover and applauded UPDF for the good work.
So we want to thank UPDF for the work they continue to do on top of securing the country, fighting rebels and enemies of the state, and securing the people of Uganda, but they do also such projects.
Nyakecho Nora, the in charge of Dohe Health Center 2, appreciated the UPDF for giving them a helping hand and highlights the challenges they face.
Where we have been operating from, the space is very small. We don't have power, we don't have water, we don't have even a pit, not even a delivery place for our mothers. But we are so thankful to the UPDF and the entire government at large for offering us this new building, which is at least of a reasonable size, and it is well accommodative for us.
Village health team appealed to the government to send more drugs due to increasing number of patients in the area.
Medicines we are having very little. We are only remaining in quarters. Those are the only medicines we have provided here. So pray just for more help, so that we can also utilize these medicines of the government.
From here, the minister traveled to Namayuge in Buswale sub-county to launch the 2-classroom block built by the UPDF. The head teacher of Nyagugi Secondary appealed to the Minister for Education and Sports, Janet Museveni, to aid the school more.
We request the First Lady and Minister of Education and Sports, in her capacity, to consider this school for grant aiding by the Ministry of Education.
The woman member of parliament and district chairperson of Namaingo highlighted on key issues that need much attention.
Is in the area of education. We've discovered and we've also witnessed and we've experienced that we have many young girls and boys who drop out of school when they're still young. And at the end of the day, these young redundant girls cannot just be there. They end up getting married off.
Colonel Anatoli Nwajira, the Director of Political Education, Land Forces, emphasizes why they choose to build the school in this area.
In such circumstances, when a team finds that actually the community has a need, we take the responsibility to follow it up and select that spot.
Minister Kabuyo advised community to utilize the facilities responsibly.
I would like to request the people, the administration of Namaingo district, to make sure that when they get such facilities, they should take care of them, maintain them, so that they serve the community.
The minister handed over 6 hospital mattresses, boxes of face masks, plastic dumping pits, among other materials to district leaders provided by the UPDF. Andrew Sebira compiled this report for you.
And as schools open for the first term of 2024, educationists and parents said the new curriculum will support learners in vocational skills. They say government should allow learners at primary levels support primary schools and reduce taxes on internet. We have this story.
Educationists and parents across the country say the new curriculum is timely to benefit the young generation, and government needs to lower it to primary level so that pupils begin learning about it. In Mitiana, Mubende, Chiboga and Gomba districts, learners were in class and teachers were in classes.
So the cost of living here was still too high.
But it was not bubbling. Why? There was no any breakdown. So here I've got bubbles because there is what? Breakdown.
In Mitiana, Mubende, Chiboga and Gomba districts, learners were in class and teachers were in classes. At Mitiana Modern SS in Mitiana municipality, the teachers and the parents appealed to government to reduce taxes on internet.
Otunuuliranga internet yeetaagibwa mu nteekateeka eno kubanga enteekateeka eno eri research based, kunoonyereza, tusomera mu kunoonyereza ne tuvumbula ne twewaayo okukola ekirala.
It is a perfect curriculum where it's going to help our students come out of school when they can do something for themselves.
Tegera naye nga kirungi nnyo kubanga omwana ava mu ssomero ng'ayize ebisobola okumuwa omulimu. Kirungi nnyo era tugyagala nnyo. Simanyibwa modern naye egenda nayo mu maaso, naye nze nsazeewo omwana wange muleete wano ku modern atambule ne modern. Awulira njagala atambule n'omulimu.
The headmaster Mitiana Modern Senior Secondary School in Mitiana Municipality, Sekanabi Joseph, appealed for government support to private schools to train learners in the new curriculum.
The new curriculum is a welcome idea, and we already need, because the old curriculum for UCE is already gone. When the new curriculum, we are in the first city this year. It's very, very welcome. The schools we have adjusted into that new curriculum. What is lacking is how the testing will be.
UBC Tonight will now take a short break and we'll be coming back with a lot more. Stay with us.
Fred!
Osmosis.
Freddy! Fred Dollar, my boss, CEO Inojo, the general of generals, the conqueror of conquerors, the first and the final, the sky above the skies, the promised land, the terms and the conditions, the international king crocodile, the source of the
Osmosis.
the Nile.
I don't have money today.
Just take a polite loan of 200k to stock my shop. The signs and symptoms of success. The bank commander, not the bank teller.
Why hassle for a loan when you've got MTN Momo? We're sorting. Use the Momo app or dial *165*5# for all quick loans. Choose from the different loan options from our partners and get one that works for you. Together, we're unstoppable.
Metu Bus Industries, Namamve, the manufacturers of buses for transporters, schools, tour operators, and special purpose vans and any customized vehicle. Metu Bus Industries offers a range of buses known for safety, comfort, and reliability. Depending on your needs, a bus can simply be a point A to point B people mover with just seats, or a special design that includes power outlet, Wi-Fi, television, refreshment center, and any other specification. Buy your buses from Metu and support industrialization of Uganda. Contact us on 0788 118586 or 0782 030303. Email us metuafricabus@gmail.com. Visit our website www.metubusafrica.com.
The government of Uganda and the Uganda Bureau of Statistics is calling upon all stakeholders such as the chief administrative officers, city mayors, resident city commissioners, city clerks, city and division councillors, wards and LC chairpersons, as well as the residents and business communities to cooperate with the UBOS field teams as we embark on advanced preparations to conduct the National Population and Housing Census on the 10th of May 2024. The census will be a 10-day exercise to obtain statistical data and information that will be used for planning and policy formulation, including information on 1. How many we are, 2. Where we are, 3. How we are living, 4. What we own, and 5. where we access services from. The Uganda Bureau of Statistics has now started listing of households and mapping in the 11 cities of Arua, Fort Portal, Gulu, Hoima, Jinja, Lira, Mbale, Masaka, Mbarara, Soroti, and in the Greater Kampala, comprising of Kampala, Wakiso, and Mukono districts. For more information, please call 0755 342 128 or 0773 342 128. This message is brought to you by the Executive Director and Census Commissioner, Uganda Bureau of Statistics. Census 2024. It matters to be counted.
The energy of this land comes to life in dreams and memories. It lights up in these nights and leads us to new horizons. It pushes us to go further and see bigger. The energy of this land comes from here. It comes from Africa, and it vibrates in each of us.
Empowered by Africa.
Oryx Lubricants, powered by Africa.
Hi, my name is Dennis Masindo Nyango, former Uganda Cranes captain and goalkeeper. My kind of a tank at home is a Crest tank. I use it at the farm and at home. I recommend it for everyone.
In the production process of Aquafina, we expertly filter every drop, providing clear and perfect tasting water to help you keep hydrated with the added benefit of minerals. Aquafina is bottled by Pepsi Cola International in Uganda and is available at only 1,000 shillings.
Welcome back. Let's have a look at other stories. And the plastic pollution and waste dumping on Lake Victoria has put the lake at risk. Lake users link the threat to channels that flow into the lake. Now, in a bid to reduce the pollution on the lake, several organizations are in campaigns to end degradation of Lake Victoria. Take a watch.
A holistic action for development in partnership with Uganda Junior Rangers and the Dreamtown from Denmark have embarked on a campaign to remove plastic waste on Lake Victoria. The Executive Director Holistic Action for Development, Rona Ahomuza, told UBC that creating awareness for the population would address dumping.
So our theme today was to keep Lake Victoria alive. We had a community cleanup where we have to pick trash, especially plastic trash. We sort the trash out and we take it to our offices for recycling.
Rona has decried the increased number of lake pollution, which she believes can be stopped if the government puts up stringent measures for protection.
That is why I'm calling upon everyone that it is our responsibility to be cautious, dispose of trash responsibly, and also we call upon the stakeholders like the government to provide regulations and laws that are guiding the manufacturers, the quality of plastic that should be produced, and also we encourage reusing of plastics, repurposing of plastics. If it is produced, we can try to reduce it by using it for other things.
An environment student from Denmark, Noel Kronby, seemed concerned about the waste found while cleaning up the lake.
Actually, what surprised me the most was there were so many plastic bottles in the ocean, in the lake. It was crazy to me because we don't have that much plastic bottles in Denmark. People tend to use the trash can. We have many trash cans on the streets, so it's not very often we see all of these plastic bottles.
Currently, Lake Victoria is faced with water hyacinth that has affected the life of aquatic life.
We call upon the community members, we call upon every stakeholder, because we do know and understand that climate action is real and it is affecting us all. It does not know the rich, it does not know the poor, it is affecting everyone. So it is our responsibility as people who are benefiting from the lake.
Stephen Kayumba for UBC.
Now, Ugandans and the populace in the Nile Basin have been asked to guard against any form of environmental degradation, as the vice will soon deprive the source of her fresh waters, among other biodiversity. This was remarked at the launch of activities ahead of the Nile Basin Initiative's Silver Jubilee celebrations due on the 22nd of this month. Kimono Dokas gives us more.
Situated on about 10% of Africa's land size, the Nile Basin is a host of over 250 million people whose activities, if not regulated, pose a major threat to the survival of the world's longest river.
There's a lot of environmental degradation. A lot of environmental degradation. The Nile Basin countries are suffering from impacts of climate change. There is a lot of uncoordinated development still taking place, and we need to come together and plan and develop the resources together so that we can share the benefits accruing from it for generations to come.
We have rampant poverty, which is common based on the global statistics of top poverty trends. Our countries are some of the poorest.
Nile Basin Initiative, with a mandate to develop the river in a cooperative manner, marks her Silver Jubilee this month.
For each and every country, there will be a Nile celebration, but at the regional level, we are going to have the celebrations in Bujumbura, Rwanda on 22nd February 2024. As for Uganda and the citizens who are members of the Nile Basin, our message is that let's protect the Nile water resources. Let's stop degradation. Let's plant more trees. Let's protect the Nile from plastics. Let's protect the Nile by protecting the wetlands.
The Nile Basin has a partnership of 10 countries, although it is close to 4 years since Egypt froze her membership. The Minister for Water and Environment, Sam Cheptoris, who is also the current chair of the Nile Council of Ministers, seeks harmony in the cooperation.
When one member is out of the equation, it is not good. Because when we talk of cooperation, all of us need to come on board. So as chair of the NileCom, really it is my responsibility and the responsibility of all of us to ensure that we bring back Egypt.
The Nile Basin Initiative member countries make an annual contribution of about $333,000 US. Dorcas Kimono, UBC News.
Now, over 10,000 employees in 33 government entities will be merged into mother ministries, a move in which government intends to save over 1 trillion Ugandan shillings. Now, this is the money that government has been spending on running these agencies and authorities. Dr. Daniel Ruhweza, the acting head of Department School of Law and Jurisprudence at Makerere University, says to avoid the would-be circumstances of legal suits against government culminating into huge compensations, the law should be followed to the letter in merging the proposed entities.
With the need to reduce government expenditure is critical, but above it all, it intends to improve service delivery. However, to achieve this, government plans to merge over 30 agencies or have them returned to mother ministries.
Cost of administration also was getting higher and higher.
Top on the list of government agencies to be merged include Uganda National Road Authority UNRA, Equal Opportunities Commission, Coffee Development Authority, National Information Technology Authority of Uganda, among others. The process, which is ongoing, last week, members of Parliament under the NRM caucus held a meeting with the President to discuss how best the rationalization of these entities should be done without attracting legal suits that may result into financial loss to the taxpayer. Dr. Daniel Ruhweza, the acting head of Department School of Law and Jurisprudence at Makerere University, highlights what the law stipulates in case such entities are to be merged.
Attorney General's office, the Solicitor General will advise on how best it will be done. So I am very sure that when that happens, that there will be a legal process that will be done, carefully thought of, to address some of the issues that may arise. I don't think that the government per se will receive a specific challenge unless someone contests against a decision successfully in a court of law.
Since these entities are created under the Parliament Act, they have different policies and laws that govern them, with some falling under the Employment Act and public service laws.
Policies per se do not necessarily have to be changed. Laws may have to be changed and amended. But remember, all this is done under the Constitution. I think the government is trying to ensure how do we maximize efficiency, how do we maximize the effective use of the national pass that we have.
The yet to be merged agencies have over 1,000 employees whose contracts are still valid to date.
You're employed under the Employment Act. There are sections in that act that do provide for you to either receive your terminal benefits, for notice to be given, for reasons, if any, or for the lapse of a contract.
Although the government proposes to rationalize these agencies, those who are likely to be affected are the employees in these entities.
Expect change all the time. We heard about certain things happening during COVID. Who knew that would have a lockdown situation? So I guess as human beings, we ought to be flexible. If I lost my job today, do I go on a hunger strike? Do I kill myself? What do I do? Are there alternative things that I can easily be able to do?
Dr. Ruhweza also advised government on how best the entities can be merged to avoid the would-be circumstances to both government and the employees.
Is to seek legal counsel, and I'm sure there's a whole Attorney General's office and the Attorney General Counsel Kyegegwa Kiwanuka. A lot of consultation is important, and I think that the government is well suited to do that. I would propose phased change instead of abrupt change of things, such that people can easily move from one place to another.
To avoid legal technicalities that may result in legal suits in courts of law in the emerging of these entities, a motion is yet to be presented to Parliament for each of the agents, since each was separately created by Parliament. Deborah Namamonde, Susan Nabogode, UBC News.
To Kasese district now, and it's rather sad news from there because a 45-year-old man, Zeverio Wambale, a resident of Oruengusha in Kisinga Town Council, Kasese district, committed suicide after attempting to kill his wife. Residents say Zeverio hit his wife's head with a hoe and later claimed a eucalyptus tree from where he jumped and landed straight on his head and died instantly.
According to the chairperson LC3 for Kisinga Town Council, Doviko Thembo, the deceased late Zeverio Bwambale and his wife had spent a day without any disagreement. However, they do not know what sparked the suicide.
During the night they slept when there was no conflict.
They had no quarrel, but it was during the night that the mother started asking for rescue. And at the end, when that grandchild went to the grandfather's house in the next house, he reported saying the mother is crying that he's being killed.
Residents, after successfully attending to the attacked wife, they immediately searched for the suspect, who was found dead under a tall tree.
Looking for a man, for a live man, because the man went unattached. But they were looking for a man who was still okay. All of a sudden, they found the man having died. And dying was also mysterious because he did not hang himself. But all of a sudden, there is a tree. Under that tree, they found a dead body under a tree. But there was element of the eucalyptus tree showing that he climbed higher in the eucalyptus tree and then died all of a sudden.
A close neighbor, David Masareka Kamurasi, said the couple had family issues with the wife whom he had divorced last year, but returned, and the man was always threatening to commit suicide.
Issues related to domestic violence, issues related to satanic, because all along his life has not been so friendly.
The body of the deceased was given to the family for burial, and the attacked wife referred to Mbara Hospital for treatment.
Very sad indeed. We'll now go for a short break, but return with the latest in business.
Thank you. Hello, Eric. Come and see my new home.
Are you looking for the best quality paint for your dream home? Be part of the new revolution with our Global Paint Silk Vinyl that gives you beautiful, shining interior walls, as WeatherCoat gives you never fading and strongly guarded walls against bad weather conditions. Located along Namava Industrial Park, Global Paints, a reliable product.
Irritations? No more rashes and irritations. Movit Herbal Jelly and Herbal Soap is rich in natural herbs for a smooth and glowing skin.
Movit all day confidence.
Ebiseera by'okuzaayo abaana mu masomero tebiteekwa kukaluubiriza n'akatono. Eno kusimba nnyiriri mpanvu kano kalipagano ka bidduka. Simanya kuzunga na banka siripsi. Kati osobola okusasula school fees z'omwana wo ate n'okola n'ebirala ntoko ku ssimu ye ey'omu ngalo. Ekikola kyangu nnyo. Nyiga bunyizi *165*8 ogoberera ebikulagiriddwa oba okozese app ya MTN Momo. Ate kati okola ki olwaleero? MTN Mobile Money Uganda Limited erungamizibwa banka enkulu eya Uganda.
Are you a parent or guardian looking for a good and affordable school for your child? Look no further. Mandela Senior Secondary School, Hoima, is the answer. It is a boarding mixed senior secondary school offering arts and sciences. We have good science and computer laboratories, a fully stocked library, and registered with the Ministry of Education and Sports with the center number at an affordable fee structure for every parent. To register your child with Mandela SS in Hoima for the year 2023, call 0772 411 921 or 0771 850 217. Mandela SS Hoima, caring to achieve.
Welcome back. Let's have a look now at the latest in business. Declining soil fertility rate and low fertilizer usage in Uganda is a trend that soil science experts are worried over. Now, this underscores the need to bridge the gap knowledge between farmers and what they need to know about soil quality improvement. The Assistant Commissioner, Soil and Water Conservation in the Ministry of Agriculture, Dr. Fred Kabango, was speaking during stakeholders' engagement on Space to Place, a project on soil quality and fertilizer application. Henry Okrot gives us more.
Soil is key in farming, yet its quality is one factor that scientists insist on. In Uganda, the level of soil fertility is fast declining, yet fertilizer usage is at 2%.
Most of it is mining, actually it is nutrient mining. Farmers harvest each and every time with no replacement of nutrients. Coupled with soil erosion, which is very rampant, and also population pressure, we can see the type of land that is being divided into pieces. So you cannot really expect much out of it.
On average, Ugandan farmers apply only 2 kilograms of fertilizers per hectare, which is less compared to other East African countries like Kenya and Rwanda. A report from International Fertilizer Development Center shows that for a country seeking to attain food security and wealth creation, such a trend is worrying.
So there's a mismatch in terms of how the fertilizer is used, or not the right type is available. And then also on the other side, are the markets strong enough to support that farmer when he's come up with produce?
We have little research which is specific or location specific. So we normally use blanket recommendations when it comes to fertilizer use. So that one also becomes a problem.
These are the reasons why an initiative to increase fertilizer use efficiency in sub-Saharan Africa is being implemented.
And I'm happy that it is a minority team that is also getting involved, and I will communicate to the Director General that the project design looks promising, the project objectives are very good, and therefore your commitment should also be part and parcel of your annual appraisals, that you have either contributed to a project or you have let down a project. So we really need that commitment. But other than enforcing commitment should be really personally driven.
Dubbed Soils Space to Place project, it is being implemented in 6 anchor countries. These include Ghana, Niger, Uganda, Tanzania, Malawi, and Zambia. Henry Okrut, UBC.
Sports news now, and we'll look at chess, where Uganda Chess Federation has announced a plethora of events that are expected to light up 2024. The highlight of the activities is the National Championship, slated for the 11th of February 2024 at Nobview Hotel in Ntinda. John Barnes Sentamo reports.
Uganda's Creme de la Creme has been lined up to take part in next weekend's Super 14 Uganda Chess Championship at Nobview Hotel in Ntinda. These include Ivy Yamoko, Ampaire Shakira, Nansubuga Gloria, Arthur Segwanyi, Patrick Kauma, and Haruna Nsubuga.
The world over, the juniors are the ones who feed into the national teams. So our grassroots program, we suggest the top players in the juniors, in both ladies and in the open category. They became the 13th player. And because this is national duty, we added the 14th player, a player we call the wild card.
The championship, whose winner will get a land title, starts on 11 February and kickstarts the World Cup qualification process.
So our national champion in the open category will not just win money, we're going to give land title so that people are able to construct and generate wealth as soon as possible. The winner in the league this year will also be given land for the club. We no longer want briefcase clubs. we're going to empower our people. And the federation is going to acquire land and start infrastructure planning and development.
The top 5 from both genders will earn a national team call-up with representation at the Africa Cup of Chess next month in Ghana, the nearest assignment. Further representation at the Chess Olympiad in Budapest later this year and the BRICS Games in Kazan awaits the excellent players. The federation that prides in manufacturing its own equipment also confirmed Harold Wanyaman Penyina Nakabu for the 13th African Games due in Ghana next month.
And that story brings us to the end of this second and final edition of News Tonight here on UBC TV this Tuesday, the 6th day of February 2024. Thank you so much for having kept us company on sign language. It has been Elizabeth Nakakoni and I am Rukidi Edward Kijanangoma wishing you a blessed night.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.